Hi, I'm Debbie.
And I'm Amber, and we're part of the education staff here at the Cook Museum of Natural Science in Decatur, Alabama. Oh, Debbie, what are you doing?
I'm doing an experiment for our video.
We're diving into some earth science today with a little volcano info to know. Let's get started.
I've got an idea.
We only have 2 minutes!
In order to understand volcanoes, we first need to know how they're made. Let's take a look at the layers of the Earth. At the inside of the Earth, we have the inner core, which is made up of solid iron and nickel. And then we have the outer core, which is spinning liquid iron and nickel. And then we have the lower mantle, the upper mantle, and finally, the crust. Let's focus on just the upper mantle and the crust for right now.
The upper mantle and the crust, both oceanic and continental, are what scientists call the lithosphere. Scientists understand that the lithosphere is broken up into separate pieces called tectonic plates. These tectonic plates are moving very slowly, bumping into each other and drifting apart. And this movement causes mountain formation, earthquakes, and even most volcanoes. The Ring of Fire is a chain of volcanoes that border several tectonic plates and form a nearly complete circle. About 75% of the world's active volcanoes are in the Ring of Fire.
There are around 1,500 active volcanoes on the planet, and so many that we haven't yet discovered. They can all fall into 4 types of volcanoes. You have stratovolcanoes, which look like mountains, and you have calderas, which are giant pits. You can also have shield volcanoes, which look like domes, and you have underwater ridges, which are chains of mountain-like volcanoes under the ocean.
That's right. And all volcanoes emit gas and molten rock. The lava from an erupting volcano starts out as magma in the Earth's mantle. Magma forms because of the extreme heat from the liquid spinning metal in the outer core. That extreme heat melts rock in the mantle, and that molten rock makes its way upward and finds an escape route.
And when magma explodes through the opening of a volcano, it becomes lava. And with lava comes hot ash and gases. And that combination is called pyroclastic flow. Pyroclastic flow can travel at 100 miles per hour, burning everything it touches. And that is an explosive eruption. They are very loud and noisy eruptions. You can also have effusive eruptions, which are a lot less noisy, and the lava kind of bubbles up out of the volcano. So there are 2 types of volcanic eruptions, effusive and explosive.
Wow, no wonder volcanic eruptions are considered destructive forces of nature. But did you know they provide soil with a lot of nutrients? And soil is so nutrient dense, the plants thrive on it.
Oh yeah, like when Mount St Helens volcano in Washington state explosively erupted in May of 1980. And the eruption destroyed hundreds of square miles of forest. But soon after the eruption, certain plants started to grow on the landscape. And with the new plants, they created new habitats for animals too.
Just 2 months after the eruption, spiders and beetles that travel by wind dispersal were found populating the area of impact. And scientists even noticed ant colonies and pocket gophers roaming across the ash-covered land.
That's right. It's been 40 years since the eruption of Mount St Helens volcano. And some scientists actually say that certain areas of the landscape that was affected are more densely packed with plant matter than they were before the eruption.
Volcanic eruptions can completely change an ecosystem, but this allows new plants and animals to make the area their home.
That's crazy. What were you working on earlier, by the way?
You want to see?
Whoa, Debbie, is that a volcano? Did you make that?
And I did. We're going to put together a volcanic eruption. You can do this at home with some easy-to-find supplies. To make your own volcanic eruption, you will need a tall container, hydrogen peroxide, either 3 or 6% will work just fine. You'll need an adult to handle the hydrogen peroxide and remind them to wear gloves, a packet of yeast, liquid dishwashing soap, some warm water, and food coloring, whatever color you like. Pour ½ cup of hydrogen peroxide solution, a ¼ cup of dish soap, and a few drops of food coloring into your container. Swish the container around to mix the contents. Set the container in a sink or a catch basin. Then, in a small cup, mix a packet of yeast with about a ¼ cup of warm water, just enough to give it the consistency of melted ice cream. Let that yeast mixture sit for about 5 minutes to activate. Finally, pour the yeast mixture into the bottle and watch your eruption go.